Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful had Ridge Forrester humiliate Taylor Hayes while taunting Brooke Logan in what B&B viewers see as a sickening scene this week on the CBS soap. Ridge had to make the same choice he faced many times before. He needed to pick between Brooke and Taylor. But instead of dragging this on for weeks and across a few continents, this time, he did it all within one room and in one episode. Bold and the Beautiful zoomed in on Ridge Forrester's, Thorsten K., face several times as he delivered his speech to the two women he loves. His expressions seemed to indicate he enjoyed himself. Speaking of facial expressions, you couldn't miss the smirk on Brooke Logan's, Catherine Kelly Lang, face when she thought she was the winner of this round. Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budwig, weathered this bold and beautiful storm with tears streaming down her worried-looking face. For a moment there, it looked like he was about to say goodbye to Taylor and take Brooke into his arms. But no, he played his game while humiliating these two women, and both of them humiliated themselves by standing there hoping to get the prize. Ridge. While we all knew that Bold and the Beautiful would have Ridge Forrester in another quandary over which woman to pick, this wasn't his usual MO. Luckily for the fans, he didn't drag this on, like the many other times he faced this choice. But what he did was just awful. First off, there's Taylor, who listens to him tell her in a roundabout way that she is his second choice. He looks at Taylor and reminds her that Brooke always was his Logan, and he needed to say this with Taylor there. Really? While he was spouting off, if Brooke was a peacock, her feathers would be spread wide open. She took great satisfaction in hearing he loved her, and she was his destiny. That is until he ripped it all away. While Ridge Forrester pretty much told the truth this week on Bold and the Beautiful, it was awful to see Taylor go through this. For a while there, Brooke Logan looked like she was on top of the world, as Ridge seemed to be moving toward dismissing Taylor. But that wasn't the case. Brooke got her turn for tears when Ridge flipped the switch. He told Brooke that he loves her and alluded to Taylor being the safer bet for him, so Taylor Hayes is his future. Still, Taylor had to listen to Ridge profess his love for Brooke. His words indicated that Taylor is his second choice, but since he couldn't trust Brooke, he's going with Taylor. Now here is the question swirling online today. Who were those tears for that Taylor shed after it was over, and she was deemed the prize winner? Both Brooke and Taylor were in pain on Bold and the Beautiful this week, as they were both at Ridge's mercy. But Taylor's tears were probably shed for a few reasons. At first, it sounded like Ridge was about to throw Taylor over for Brooke. Standing there listening to Ridge Forrester go down memory lane with Brooke Logan likely devastated Taylor into tears. But Taylor's tears kept coming once Ridge made it clear he picked her over Brooke. Maybe a few of those tears were for Brooke, who walked out of the room humiliated after some false hope from Ridge. But maybe Taylor now realizes what being with Ridge really means for her future. Despite Ridge Forrester choosing Taylor on Bold and the Beautiful this week, she is now 100% positive that she will always be second best. His love belongs to Brooke, but because he cannot trust her. With her ongoing betrayals, he picked Taylor. So, unless you are really desperate, no woman wants to enter into a relationship with a man who loves another woman more, and admits it. Although she's always known that Ridge loves Brooke, this time there's no doubt about it for Taylor Hayes. She is his second choice. She has to see this, and she'd be smart to end it now. Bold and Beautiful fans suggest it is just a matter of time before Ridge is back in Brooke's bed. This is likely the same reason Taylor Hayes looked sad once back in Ridge Forrester's arms. She knows it too. She may have Ridge now, but it is only borrowed time for Taylor on the CBS soap. The drama in the Bold and the Beautiful has always revolved around the never-ending love triangle between Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan, and Taylor Hayes. It's the ultimate soap opera love story, one filled with passion, betrayal, heartbreak, and, of course, constant switch-ups. But this time, Ridge Forrester may have taken things to a new low, proving once again that in his world, love is conditional, fleeting, and, above all, selfish. Ridge has always been torn between two women, the fiery, seductive, and often scheming Brooke Logan, and the gentle, nurturing, and steady Taylor Hayes. Their battle for his love has spanned decades, with each woman taking turns standing at the altar, wearing his ring, only to have it ripped away when the tide changed. But now, in what can be one of the most humiliating moments for Taylor, Ridge has exposed his true nature, making it abundantly clear that she was nearly his second choice. Again, Taylor Hayes has always been the woman who forgives, who loves unconditionally, who waits for Ridge to make up his mind. But this time, she allowed herself to believe that maybe, just maybe, she was finally the one. Ridge had come back to her, showered her with promises, and made her feel like the love of his life. She was ready to step into her future with him, believing that he had chosen her once and for all. Because Ridge hadn't chosen her out of passion, love, or commitment. He had chosen her out of anger, out of pride, out of revenge. Taylor stood in front of Ridge, her heart pounding, as the truth came out. He hadn't left Brooke because of some grand, passionate love for her. He had left Brooke because he was furious, because he felt betrayed, because he had wanted to teach Brooke a lesson. "Taylor, I thought we could be happy," Ridge admitted, his voice low, laced with regret. Taylor's eyes burned with unshed tears. "You thought? You mean you weren't sure?" Ridge looked away, as if facing her was too much to bear. "I was angry. I thought Brooke had done something I couldn't forgive. I needed something solid, something safe." The word hit Taylor like a dagger to the heart. Not loved, not desired. Safe. All these years of waiting, of hoping, of believing in him. And that was what she meant to him. A backup plan. A soft place to land when things got tough, with Brooke. She shook her head, her voice trembling. "So you didn't choose me because you love me. You chose me because Brooke hurt you and I was, what? Convenient? Predictable." The pain of knowing she was just a rebound would have been bad enough. But Ridge didn't stop there. No, he had to make it worse. He hadn't just made her feel like an afterthought in private. He had done it in front of their families, their children, their friends. At a Forrester family gathering, Ridge had tried to explain himself, to justify his actions. But in doing so, he exposed Taylor to ridicule, painting her as the woman who would always be waiting in the wings. "Taylor is an incredible woman," Ridge had said, his voice full of forced admiration. "She's strong, she's loyal, and she's always been there for me." The murmurs around the room had been deafening. Brooke's knowing smirk had been insufferable. Steffi and Thomas had looked mortified for their mother. And Taylor, she had stood there, frozen, feeling as though the ground had been ripped out from beneath her. How had she let this happen? How had she let Ridge do this to her again? For years, Taylor had accepted the back and forth, the uncertainty, the constant heartbreak. But this was the last straw. She wasn't going to be Ridge's second choice anymore. She wasn't going to be the woman he ran to when things got rough with Brooke, only to be discarded the moment Brooke batted her eyelashes and whispered his name. "You know what, Ridge?" Her voice was calm, steady, full of finality. "I don't want to be your safe choice. I don't want to be the woman you settle for when things don't work out with Brooke. I deserve more than that." Ridge opened his mouth to speak, but she held up a hand. "No, I'm done listening to your excuses. I am done with you." And with that, she turned and walked away, leaving Ridge standing there, speechless, alone, and, for the first time, realizing that maybe he had lost her for good. Ironically, just as Taylor had finally gained the strength to walk away, Ridge found himself standing in front of Brooke, trying to mend their fractured relationship. But Brooke wasn't as eager to take him back this time. She had played this game too many times, and she wasn't about to beg for his love anymore. "I can't keep doing this, Ridge," Brooke had said, shaking her head. "You bounce between us like it's a game. But it's not a game to me. I deserve better." Just the realization that his indecisiveness, his arrogance, his inability to truly commit to either woman had left him completely alone. Meanwhile, Taylor had finally done what she should have done years ago. She moved on. Because Taylor Hayes was so much more than Ridge Forrester's backup plan.